So I'm breathing very fast and I'm visualizing I'm walking up a mountain. So I just decide to go to Kailash Parvat. Suddenly what happens, I am feeling hot now and it's winter time. And in front of me, I see this goddess very close to Ma Kali. Okay, she has this dark blue skin, beautiful black hair, long black hair like clouds, and a red tongue out, and she's wearing this red sari. I'm now damn scared. Okay, but then something changes. She just takes a round, like she just dances. She just takes a circle, and now she shows me a different avatar. She's half. When I met my husband, who is an artist, he's a musician, he saw that in me, he saw me, and he made me realize that I am a creative person, I'm a creative soul. I sit down on the floor to connect more with the earth, with Mother Earth, and I meditate. For whatever spirits, angels, guides, or God, whatever we believe in the higher energies to kind of, connect. In that moment, I'm not Ripuunjaya.
Loves to place her bets on men who's got the gold and nothing else. So she's running out of line, leaving friends and lovers side. She's watching. Smile across.
I'm getting goosebumps even remembering that vision. And she calls me by my name, not Ripuunjaya. She calls me something else with Cha. From nowhere, Dad produces this kundli of mine, and there is a name with Cha. And that's when I was like, that is the same name I got called by that vision I got. This is in Maharashtra, and that fine morning, suddenly 9 farmers got admitted back to back. All of them drank poison. Okay, and thank God I was able to save their lives one by one. Okay. But what I noticed at the end of it was they were not happy to be alive.
Today on the podcast with Amit Baruah, we are joined by a woman whose journey beautifully blends science, spirit, creativity and care. Dr. Ripuunjaya Rabhaa Bujarbaruah, an MBBS doctor, entrepreneur, spiritual practitioner and lifelong learner. He is also a co-founder and vice principal of Scholars Home Public School, where she brings her vision of holistic education to life. A trained astrologer, tarot reader, Hindustani classical music singer and a homemaker, she embodies the balance of science and soul. Her journey is a blend of intuition, intellect and inspiration. Her story will serve as a powerful inspiration to countless young individuals who aspire to make an impact in multiple fields. Hi, welcome to the show, Dr. Ripuunjaya.
Hi Amit, it's a pleasure being here. Thank you so much for having me on your podcast.
My pleasure. I've always wanted to interview somebody with so many things to look up to. You are inspirational. You also teach young kids. Me, when I was young, I've always wanted to know how it is to live a life of a teacher, because we have always felt that our teachers are our heroes. How is it to live a life of our hero? How is it like? How's your day like? Give us an overview so that your young students and young parents get to know about you a little bit more better?
That's a very, very, I would say, extensive question you've asked, a day in the life. So that's the thing. An ideal day, how I would look at it is, waking up early. And by early, I mean, somewhere around 6 a.m. I haven't joined the 5 a.m. club yet, but I'm trying to get there. So usually I wake up around 6 a.m. That's when like my husband also gets up to go to his work. So, it kind of helps to wake up that early. And then I kind of prefer to just unwind with meditation. First things first, I like to look at the sun rise, and I like to just open all the windows of my house. I know it sounds weird, but I have this thing like I want the fresh air of the morning to just enter my house. So I take care of that first, and then, I get ready obviously for the day. I try to drink a glass of hot water with lemon juice. That's the first thing I have in the morning, and that kind of helps me just feel like detoxed, if that's a thing. But of course it's a thing, right? It burns fat and everything.
Absolutely.
So after that, I like to get ready for work. I go to school, which is just near my parents' house in Maligaon. So that school, Scholars Home Public School, was actually founded by my mother. So at that time, I was just 2 years old. And during that time in 1996, there was no kindergarten school in that area. So my mom saw that what are the children doing? You can't just send them directly to class 1, right? So she saw the need for that, and at the same time it's a bit of like a social entrepreneurship, because we don't like charge exorbitantly high fees. It's for like, it's affordable, right? And at the same time, so the age group that we are have in our school is from the ages 2.5 to 6 years old. So we have playhouse, preparatory, nursery, KG. So I kind of look forward to go visiting school, because like I am like this introverted person. And it's very hard to believe, because all my friends, they know I'm pretty much very social, right? I am very talkative, but inside, the thing is, when I hang out with people for a very long time, I get really depleted in energy. So, but when I go to school and I meet my children, our students, it's the opposite. I feel energized. It's like, I don't know what happens. I don't feel tired when I go to work. When I visit my school, our school, I just feel like, wow, I've come to this really like beautiful place where there's just innocent energy everywhere. These children, when I look into their eyes, the first time when I started working, like my mom told me, now you have to look after the school. My hands are too full, so you better take the responsibility now. So I was like, okay. So the first time that I started going, I would literally get tears in my eyes when I would look into the eyes of my students, out of just sheer joy. There was just bliss in their eyes.
Exactly. I mean, these young kids look up to their teachers, right? These guys, those young people would idealize their teachers.
Yes,
and
yes.
They feel that these people are my superheroes. I would one day want to be like them. So, I mean, that in itself is like tremendous power, and they say with great power comes
great responsibility.
Responsibilities, correct. So,
And I do feel that.
and you have so many things in your plate. How do you manage that? Where do you find this energy to be able to manage so many things, and you manage it effortlessly well?
I don't know where that source of energy is. I think I'm just blessed, I would say. There is this, I see, there's this thing, then deep aspect of my existence is that I'm very much into astrology. So even before I kind of analyzed my own chart, I saw that I am an Aries moon. And usually you would find that Aries zodiac sign people have a lot of energy. Okay, we are like the baby fire signs of the zodiac. All right, so I am inherently like born with a lot of energy inside me. And like I said, when I meet these children, they fill me up with a lot of energy. And I feel this need, almost like this, mother to protect them, like this mother wolf. So the first things first that I would do, like, see, I'm more than just their educator. I also have to manage the school. So first things first, I would just go quietly and check the washrooms of our school, like if that's clean. For me, the first thing is sanitation, hygiene, because a lot of diseases can come from there. And I make sure that there is proper liquid soap in the hand wash area, there's water, clean drinking water for them. So I make sure of all these things quietly, silently, just behind the scenes. And then second thing, I would visit every classroom and I would personally greet every student, and I make it a point to memorize their names. It's very important. For me, they are not just, hey, roll number 1, 2, 3, hey, that boy,
Correct.
hey, this girl. No, I want to get to know them. I put an effort
Building that personal connect.
yes, so that I can address them as their name, because I want to give them that sense of identity, that confidence from a very young age. And thirdly, I don't like to put pressure on them for marks, because see, they are very little kids, like, come on, it's their time to play right now. Even these bones have not been developed yet, till the age of 7. It takes a while. So this is not the time to like keep writing. I want them to play. I want them to like get their hands dirty with clay and dough, and just enjoy life a little bit more before they go into these bigger schools. And fourthly, this is also something I kind of silently observe. Like if any kids are bullying the other younger kids, the smaller kids, the smaller ones in size, I'm very sensitive towards that. I'm a bit of an empath, right? Because of the line of work I have been doing right from childhood, I've been empathetic. So I kind of want to create a safe space so that even the parents feel like less worried. Parents will never stop worrying, but I want them to feel confident that they are in safe hands when, like, even if it's for 3 hours or 4 hours that they've sent their children to our shelter. This is like their second home. So I want to create this happy space for them where they don't feel pressured. Rather, they feel happy to see me. It's crazy now. Whenever I go to school, everybody's screaming on the top of their lungs, "Hi, ma'am," and they come hugging. Like, they come running to hug me. And that just fills my heart with so much love. It's just priceless. You can't even put a word on it. It's a different kind of feeling. And then when I go back home, I'm happy. And when I take care, I have some tarot clients scheduled, some appointments scheduled for the second half of the day. And when I'm taking my sessions, tarot sessions, astrology sessions, yeah.
Tarot session, right?
Yes.
I was personally, I got introduced to the tarot card reading sessions very recently. It's just been around 2 to 3 years ago, I believe. That was pretty interesting. And for the reader, for the viewers, what exactly is tarot card sessions and how does it actually work?
So, personally, for me, for everybody out there, there are so many tarot card readers, right? So everybody has their own description. So for me, tarot card reading has always been like an intuitive process. Okay, it's like a session for storytelling where I would shuffle the cards, and whoever's my client, suppose even if it's for myself personally, but I don't like to do my own personal readings. I prefer to do it for somebody else. So whoever has come for the reading, I would just like to connect with them first energetically. right? And mostly I prefer to do it over phone call because I do believe in the power of sound, Shravan. That is enough for me to connect, right? So it's a very like it's an energy exchange where the person would come to me with their queries, okay, with whatever issues on their mind, or even if they have come for fun, just to try out what do the cards have to say for them. So it's like a medium, I would say. It's a divination method. You're right. A divination method is when you can decipher signs and pictures, interpret like symbols, right? So these are like a deck of 78 cards usually, but nowadays we have so many decks by many different authors, so they are creating their own rules as well, right? There is no rule in spirituality. Okay, there may be rules in religion, but in spirituality it's like it takes its own shape and form as we go. So I prefer that free form. I like that freedom, that free flowing nature. So whenever the client is here, I would first like to calm them down, maybe do a few grounding exercises over the phone, meditate together, chant a few mantras like Om Mani Padme Hum. That helps, and do a few breathing exercises. And once they're calm, that helps me get clarity. Because if they are restless, even I get restless because I am very sensitive to the energies. So I need them to also be calm. And then whatever feelings they are feeling, it's weird, even I start feeling it. If they're feeling sad, I also feel it. And initially, as I'm connecting, certain cards will come out which will be exactly depicting their state of mind, okay, or their situation. And interestingly, my methodology is that I don't like to pick the cards myself. I kind of allow them to talk, and I'm listening and I'm shuffling, and the cards just come out on their own. Okay, they just come out on their own. And that's when I'm like, yeah, so is this what's happening right now? And they'll be like, yes. They'll further elucidate. And then I'm like, okay, what's your question? Okay, you can ask the cards. I'm just the medium. I am not like some psychic or some magical being. I am just a human being, but I'm the medium. So I am like this vessel. And what I make sure is, I keep everything confidential. Till date, you won't even know who are my clients. I never reveal their names. Okay, this is the whole reason why my clients trust me. They know their secrets are safe with me. And it's a completely judgment-free zone. It's a safe space where I don't judge them, right? So they can tell me their deepest, darkest secrets, and the cards will keep responding. And based on their questions, the answers are revealed. And most of the times, these answers are not what they want to hear, but rather what they need to hear in that moment. And maybe right then and there, it could be hard to accept. There could be some level of denial or resistance. But I don't know, for some reason, as the session progresses, I see a amazing transformation in the cards as well, in their energy. Like as I talk to them, as they lighten their hearts, all their pain. It's like somehow I absorb it all. And now, as we are progressing into the session, like maybe half an hour has gone by, maybe 1 hour has gone by, now the cards are suddenly coming out beautiful. Like amazing positive cards are coming out. And it's like, manifestation is a very overused term, but it's not a joke. It is real. Manifestation is real because I am very careful not to say anything very negative to them, because whatever I'll tell them will really impact their minds, because they've come to me at a vulnerable state, right? I can't really tell them like, oh, this is rock bottom, it's not going to work out, or I can't say such horrible things.
Correct.
I need to understand where they're coming from, and kind of slowly after like giving them that consolation, comfort, then I have to give them this positive hope. Okay, I plant a seed in their mind, and with more faith, Like they also need to have faith. This is a two-way street. It cannot be just one-sided that I have the faith. And then once I plant that seed in their mind, they water it, they do all the remedies I tell them because they have that faith in me, and then it just blossoms. And after a few weeks, a few months, they'll call me and tell me the good news that everything I told them came true. And that is what, pushes me to keep doing this. It's been 12 years for me doing tarot reading, but I have been doing it secretly. This is the only time, because you've come for this podcast, that I'm actually coming on record and saying it that yes, I'm a tarot card reader. It's been 4 years that I've been doing Vedic astrology also. But this journey, started way long back, like when I was 8-9 years old. It's not like abhi ka baat hai.
That is very interesting. So,
Yeah,
before we
yeah,
go into
okay.
that 8-year-old story, we are very happy to be breaking this particular news on our channel. That is how our media works at this moment. But anyway, let's not get into that side of the debate. When you're 8 years old, how that particular story? Tell us about that.
So for that, I have to really thank my father. All right, my father, my grandparents. Because my upbringing was such that it was very deeply imbibed in Sanatan Dharma, right? My bedtime stories would be around the Mahabharata, the Ramayana, the Bhagavad Gita, the Vedas, the Purans, the Upanishads, all the mythological stories. I would literally, beg my father to tell me the story of Ganesh ji, okay, how he broke his tusk, okay, or the story of Sri Krishna, or the story of Lord Hanuman, how did he get this, broken jaw, all these things, because I was this inquisitive child, and I was so drawn to science as well as signs. It was for me, science was obviously, I would love watching Discovery Channel, Nat Geo. I just would just eat up encyclopedias. This ferocious, I used to be, as a child. And science was one thing that gave me comfort because it is reliable. It's something you can depend on. It's tangible, right, for me. But then there was this intangible side of spiritual world that would the mystic world would be always nudging at me to dig deeper, just calling out to me. And initially, of course, I would just start as this little girl who would, early in the morning at 7:30, I remember Star News used to be there. Before ABP News, there used to be Star News. And I used to watch Teen Devya. These three women who, one is an astrologer, numerologist, and a tarot card reader. And I would be so enchanted, in awe of them, right? That these are three women, and whatever they're saying it with such confidence. And what is this zodiac, and what is this, numbers and all of these things, right? So I got more and more curious, and at the age of 10, I held my first tarot cards. That I have to thank my Khuri for. So my Khuri used to have a deck of tarot cards, and whenever we would visit Delhi, as a child, we are a little mischievous. So I would know where she's hiding her deck. Okay, and I would go and find that when she goes to office, and I would keep shuffling and, playing around with the cards as a little girl. But now as an adult, I must tell you that you should never touch other people's tarot cards. It's a big no-no. But back then I didn't know, right? I was just 10 years old. So, but you're so drawn to it. No matter how many times people keep pulling you into different directions. I was always into singing also, and into academics also, being into co-curricular activities. All these things I was doing as a normal kid. But this side never left me. In fact, MBBS ke dauran, I was doing MBBS for heaven's sake, right? It's a purely scientific, area. It's a very technical field. There is no space for superstition. But mine was not superstition. Mine was like faith, you know. I just got so curious. I started reading the Bhagavad Gita around the age of like 18, 19, around when I lost my grandfather. And I just got very curious. Again, the jigyasa didn't die, the thirst for knowledge, especially for the Jyotish Vidya, right? So, and even Vastu Shastra, Feng Shui, all these things, I just kept reading alongside my medical science books. And tarot cards also, finally, when I was 18, I bought my first deck. So that's when the journey started, you know. That's what I mean when I say 12 years of experience. I just kept learning, self-taught. Nowadays, of course, you have a lot of these courses online. Okay, you have these colleges that are giving you degrees on tarot card reading. Yeah, tarot card reading. You can even get master's degree nowadays.
Really?
Yeah, but the thing is, mera tha ki I just had my, as I said, spirituality
Has its own way.
has its own way. It's not like you have to do a certain method ki yehi karna hai. This is the way you have to shuffle. This is the way you have to keep this layout. Okay? Sometimes though, like, a lot of crazy things would happen during tarot sessions. How can you explain that with rules? There's no explanation. There's no logical explanation. The rational mind can't fathom, right? So those experiences kind of helped me, like, okay, let me just do my own thing then. You know, and since I'm getting the accurate results, there's nothing wrong with it.
Can you share such a moment where, you know, your rational mind wouldn't really fathom such situation?
Related to tarot, I can tell you a few, but then the thing is, we have to keep a lot of information confidential as well.
Correct.
So I'll have to like censor a few things.
Sure.
But I can tell you my personal story. There, I don't need permission, you know, I can share that. So this is like 2-3 years ago, and I was doing inner engineering, one of these online courses by Sadhguru. So this was lecture 3 by now, and I am doing a visualization technique. So Sadhguru's voice is in my earphones. I am facing the north direction. This is my old house. Why the north direction? Because in that direction there was a namghar. There is a namghar there. So I wanted to face that direction, sit in my meditation pose, a dhyanasana, and I'm concentrating on his voice with my eyes closed. He's telling me ki, you know, just visualize that you're walking up a mountain. Okay? You're walking up a mountain, you're breathing very fast. So I'm breathing very fast and I'm visualizing I'm walking up a mountain. He doesn't specify which mountain. So I just decide to go to Kailash Parvat on my own. I think, okay, let's go to Kailash Parvat. And now he's like, so you've reached the top, you've reached the peak, and in front of you lies this beautiful view. Okay? And you're feeling very comfortable. You know, it's cool breeze, it's thanda, it's, you know, and I'm like, yeah, you know, visualizing, okay, I'm fully there, fully present. Suddenly what happens, I am feeling hot now, and it's winter time. I start to feel hot, and in front of me, I see this goddess, very close to Ma Kali. Okay, she has this dark blue skin, beautiful black hair, long black hair like clouds, and a red tongue out, and she's wearing this red sari. Okay, and she has those skulls and everything, and I'm now damn scared. Okay, the first reaction is, okay, this was not part of the visualization. Am I going overboard? Is this my imagination? Of course, I'm skeptical. And now I'm like not able to open my eyes, not able to listen to Sadhguru also. Where am I? Right, I'm stuck there, and she's right in front of me. And I'm a common man, right? I'm a common person, common human being. Obviously, I'd be scared, like, what's happening with me? But then something changes. She just takes a round, like, she just dances. She just takes a circle. Okay? And now she shows me a different avatar. She is half Ma Kali and half this the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. Like, I'm getting goosebumps even remembering that vision. So beautiful. She was wearing this white sari, fully adorned with all the Sola Shringar, and smiling at me now. So half Ma Kali and half Ma Parvati is what my logical mind is comprehending right now. And suddenly I'm not feeling scared anymore. Instead, I'm feeling like I'm in the presence of my mother. I'm feeling warm. I'm feeling protected. And she calls me by my name. Not Ripuunjaya, not Ripuunjaya. She calls me something else with cha. And I didn't understand, okay, what is this word? Because I've never heard that name before. And after that, I'm back to reality, back to Sadhguru's voice. It's tuned in and we are doing the whole like breathing exercise again. And I finished the lesson. And immediately I call up my dad and I tell him, Papa, this happened. What is this? What is this? Like, what is this? I tell him the name. And my papa is like, could be Ma Chamundeshwari. I visited a temple near Hyderabad in Telangana. Okay, could be that. And I was like, no, Papa, it's not it. That's not it. My intuition is saying something else. And I thought, okay, my hyperactive imagination hai. So I just let it slide because we are skeptics. We are always thinking with our rational mind. We don't want to accept certain things when it's not science. Few months later, this is the time when I'm about to get married. So my in-laws ask for my Janm Kundli. They want my horoscope. From nowhere, Dad produces this Kundli of mine, which was created in a Devi Ma temple in Mussoorie, Uttarakhand.
Okay.
And I had no knowledge about it. And I'm seeing the image for the first time. And there is a name with Cha. And I asked my papa, ये किसका horoscope है? ये तुम्हारा horoscope है. I'm like, but what is this? This is not my name. My name is Ripuunjaya. Like, no, this is your Gupta Naam. The Purohit of that Devi Ma temple kept for you. And that's when I was like, that is the same name I got called by that vision I got. And my dad didn't know that was my name. My mom didn't know that was my name. Nobody knew. So, of course, when we sent that, that's a different story. We covered it because I know I will never reveal that name. But that is when I realized that this was not my imagination. This was a real vision. Yeah, so these kinds of things, they happen with me a lot. I don't have a guru, so I don't really know what to do. But of course, I visited Ma Kamakhya temple, and after that, I never saw that again. But every once in a while, I get these visions. Okay, and I get the proof that these are not my. This is not my hyper imaginative mind. This is something else. These are like premonitions. So during my sessions also, the reason why my clients' secrets are 100% safe is during the session, I go into a different zone and I say certain things which after the session I myself don't even remember I'm saying.
So can you pick or sense the energy in the room around while you're sitting? Do you feel that human beings can actually perceive energy? And do you feel it?
Of course.
Do you feel it? Like how is it like? What do you feel at this moment? I mean, I know you have been a fabulous host. You are hosting me, in fact, at this moment. But how do you feel? Like, how's the ambience like? What's the feeling like?
So currently, Yeah, I was so nervous before we started, but right now I'm feeling very calm. And a big reason, I don't know, it's probably because of my dog here. Okay, Mon Mon, like he is like a spiritual familiar for me. A lot of people will not understand the concept of familiar, but my pet, my dog, Mon Mon, we have a spiritual connection. Like he's always been like this protective soul for my family, not just me. And right now I'm feeling very positive. I'm not feeling any nervousness also, right? And the thing is, I don't keep like, I'm not like a energy detecting machine. I'm also very much grounded and present in the real
Right.
zone here, the 3D realm. When I really want to go into that realm, I'll have to sit in sadhana. I have to ground myself. I have to take a proper posture. I do a ritual of my own. Nobody's taught me that. I do it on my own. Okay, it's very personal to me, and that's when I get different downloads, different, for the lack of a better term, psychic insights. For that I have to do a different kind of setup. I have to be alone. I do my tarot readings alone, in private. I need I need pin drop silence. I need to be alone, and I have to like sit down on the floor. I sit down on the floor to connect more with the earth, with Mother Earth, and I meditate. I ground myself. I make sure I am just an empty vessel during that point, because I don't want my own feelings and own energy to kind of create a bias or prejudice. I need to be 100% like an empty canvas for the person coming to me to, like, give that energy, and then for me to connect with the tarot cards, for whatever spirits, angels, guides, or God, whatever we believe in, the higher energies, to kind of connect. In that moment I'm not Ripuunjaya. In that moment I'm just a medium. So it's hard to explain because so much of it gets lost in translation.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Generations being lost. That is actually a phenomenon that media students or media people go through or are used to. However, let's not get into jargons. Tell me about your every other artist. I mean, you are actually an artist. You do so many things and you do it precision, yet you manage it so well. So this is actually a work of art. It is.
It is, I mean, it took me a while to realize that I am a creative person. All along in my life, I had a lot of gaslighting, self-gaslighting, and a lot of other people would also tell me, you're not creative enough, or something like that, because obviously I always chose lines like medical science and all of that. So, it's not like known to be the most creative field. But once I came out of it, I started exploring, I realized, oh wow, I'm really creative. And when I met my husband, who is an artist, he's a musician, he saw that in me. He saw me, and he made me realize that I am a creative person. I'm a creative soul. I'm so good at designing. I didn't even know that. All my friends are like, you should do this professionally. And I'm always like too humble, because I feel like I didn't get trained in this. I didn't go to school of, graphic designing or something like, but I can do this on my own. Similarly with tarot reading, similarly with astrology. I've seen it comes to me very easily. These are things which I'm just naturally comfortable with. I don't have to put effort.
Correct.
It's just so easy for me. But then at the same time, when I say the same things to my friends or acquaintances, they don't get it. They don't understand certain terms in astrology that easily. And that's when I realized, oh, that means I have a different
Mind bend.
mind. Yeah, like,
The mind bend.
yes, you to understand these things.
Every artist will have a moment of impact in their lives. What is that moment of impact that actually gave you a different turn to your life?
Okay, this is again a very deep question you've asked. Okay, and I've had several such moments. Okay, I think you call them linchpin effects or the dominoes effect, or right. So
Maybe the butterfly effect too.
yeah, the butterfly effect. So many situations were such, but I can tell you one such situation. So I was posted in Nanded. I was working as an intern in their government hospital. This is in Maharashtra, and so this is the Marathwada region, and there is a serious problem there of drought, and farmers often commit suicide, drinking pesticides, drinking fertilizers. And I was that day on duty, 12-hour duty, morning 8 o'clock say night 8 o'clock tak. So that fine morning, suddenly 9 farmers got admitted back to back. All of them drank poison. Okay, and thank God I was able to save their lives one by one. Okay, but what I noticed at the end of it was they were not happy to be alive, that I saved their lives. They were just so miserable. They just wanted to die because that would have saved their families of debt. And that's when I felt like, okay, what is even the point of all this suffering? There's so much suffering around me, and yet I am like almost getting desensitized. Right? I'm not even having tears in my eyes at that point. I had become so desensitized because that's our training. We have to be professionals. But it bothered me, man. It really bothered me a lot. Like, what is happening in our country? What is happening? And am I even doing enough? Did I do the right thing by saving their lives? So that was one point, okay, suffering. I questioned like, why do we suffer so much? And I know it's a very cliched Gautam Buddha experience, but come on, man, I'm so sensitive as a human being, and it took me years to understand that my sensitivity is my superpower, that I am an empath, that when I see other people in pain, I feel that same pain physically sometimes, in fact. You know, many a times when I would be doing ward duty in GMCH in Guwahati, and we would just be going from one ward to the other, and there would be these children suffering in pain, you know, somebody with a lot of like pain in the abdomen. And right then and there, I would also start feeling a pain in my abdomen. It's weird, right? So I'm super sensitive. So I kind of started researching. I started studying more. I started getting more spiritual. In fact, for at least 10 years in my life, I had a really, oh my God, series of unfortunate events, okay? Like Tim Burton's movie. This, oh my God, series of unfortunate events, one after the other, every year. But then, one fine day, another tarot reader told me, why don't you do Hanuman Chalisa? आप हनुमान चालीसा का डेली जाप करो. And she told me, don't think of him as this like bachelor who never got married, never had a family. Think of him as a Cupid. You know, the original Cupid of our Sanatan Dharma.
Right.
Because he brought Ram and Sita together. So he stands for the union of true love. He is a protector. He is super intelligent, yet super humble. He's so strong, yet super lightweight. Like so many, you can keep going on and on and on about him. So I thought, okay, fine. And I started, just initially I started listening to Hanuman Chalisa every day. Every day I'm listening, and slowly I'm seeing my life transform. things around me falling apart, and again, only to fall back in place. Falling apart only to fall back in place. Things that shouldn't have been there in my life in the first place were getting removed on its own. And at first, I was feeling so much pain. Like, what is happening? This is like out of my control. What is happening? But slowly, I started taking the path of least resistance. Okay, I just thought, let me surrender. Let me just have faith that there is a bigger plan. Right? Let me just allow these things to happen. And all I can control is my reaction, my response to it. Right? So, and that quote by Gautam Buddha really helped. The quote was, pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. Suffering is your choice. And that was like that moment of enlightenment even for me. Then I realized, oh yeah, life will never be without pain. There'll always be something or the other going haywire. Ups and downs are part of this mortal existence. But suffering is my choice entirely. Do I really want to respond like that? Or do I want to just let go and move on? Learn from it, see what it's teaching me, and just accept it. And surrender.
It is then. Is it that time when you then became the phoenix?
Oh, this. So Phoenix. Yeah, actually, in a way, yes, I do resonate so much with that mythological being, because like it rises from its ashes, it burns, and then
It's reborn.
it's
from the ashes.
reborn. And I kind of get the lesson, the message, the inspiration, I would say, inspiration to keep going on.
Correct.
To keep going on. Life
What
goes
a-
on, keep going on.
What a beautiful statement and sentiment there. Life goes on. You are a multifaceted human being, and it's been a wonderful time that we have spent at this particular moment. We spoke on a lot of things, and you drew clarity to it. And I think it will not do justice for us to be able to address all of these issues in 45 minutes. That's no good. We would like to take this forward and carry this conversation in our next episodes one by one. It was a beautiful moment sitting with you, trying to understand, know you a little bit more better, a little bit better, one step at a time. We will be looking forward and talking to you in details about mythology, tarot reading sessions, and a little bit more about life as we move forward. Thank you so much for being here, taking your time and hosting us, in fact.
Oh.
We have greatly enjoyed this time that we have spent, and yes, we're looking forward to more such time and effort. Your last words.
Amit, you've been so kind, and it's really humbling. This experience has been very humbling for me. I can't thank you enough. I'm so grateful for your respect, the honor that you've given me. I don't know if I deserve that, but it just shows what kind of a human being you are. The amount of respect you've shown me speaks volumes about you, your character, and may God bless you, sending you a lot of love and light. I am truly honored to be here with you, and it's our pleasure to be hosting you
Thank
today.
you so much. Thank you so much for such kind words. And one more point that I'd like to add. I am somebody who's usually a little bit scared with pets around, but but he right, has been so
Yeah.
kind, and I haven't really felt like, okay, there's a pet. It just felt at ease. So
Yeah.
beautiful. I love the connect. I love the energy. And yeah, that's about it then. We'll see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for
Absolutely,
being here.
absolutely. Thank you so
My
much.
pleasure.